up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
The following is a presentation of BFA Sports.
On the ground here in southern New Jersey, as again, temperature's not warming up much, but it should be a pretty heated environment here inside of Clarence Turner Gymnasium here at Camden High School, as we have Eastern, the Vikings, coming to town to visit. Eastern coming to town to visit the Camden High Panthers here. And we'll go to the public address announcer here inside of Clarence Turner Gymnasium for the starting lineups.
And now, welcome to Clarence Turner Gymnasium, home of the Camden Panthers. We will first start with our starting lineups. First, the Vikings of Eastern.
That camera's live.
Yeah, it's just
Number 22, Sean Carter. Number 2, Jake Tolman. Number 13, Nate Sanchez. Number 1, Alex Osman. And number 4, Landon Lefebvre. And now, for your home, the Camden Panthers, the starting lineup. Sophomore, number 23, Andre Robinson. Number 2, junior, David Doctor. Number 11, sophomore, Tariq Dora. Number 3, Senior, Makai Hart. And senior, number 1, Alex Page. The NJSIA requires officials to enforce all rules regarding unsportsmanlike conduct by coaches and players. There is no tolerance for any negative behavior such as taunting, trash talking, or verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion. Such behavior will result in being rejected from the field. All participants must respect the game and respect their opponents. At this time, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
So just about set to tip things off here on Dewan Wagner Court inside of Clarence Turner Gymnasium at Camden High School. Once again, my name is Mike Shute. Glad you're joining us for BFA Sports coverage of Camden High basketball here as the Panthers again set to face off with the Eastern Vikings. Should be a good one. Camden coming in 10-6 overall. The Panthers have won 7 of their last 8 games, and they went 8-2 in the month of January. So they've kind of gotten things rolling in the right direction, has Coach Jason Harrigan's squad. As you see our officials today, by the way, Tyler Brown is the man in the middle there with the basketball. To his right is Brian Nugent, and across the court you see Colin Murphy. So they're your officials for today's contest here in South Jersey. So Camden on a little bit of a roll, but Eastern comes in on a roll as well. The Vikings are a pretty hot team as well. They have won 8 of their last 9 games. The only loss coming to Cherry Hill East in that stretch back last Thursday. Camden will win the tap as Robinson gets up and gets it, and Tyree Thorpe will handle the pace. Now Robinson. This is Makai Hart. Now Pace, a long 3 is good. Alex Pace. So we went kind of through the Eastern starters. The Camden starters are Pace, Dr. Hart, Robinson, and Tyree Thorpe. You notice a player missing from that starting lineup, a familiar player, as the shot is blocked down in the paint. Zanutich shot was blocked. Jump ball. It'll go to Eastern as Camden won the tap. So the jump ball possession arrow will go to Eastern. But one player missing from that starting lineup, Keyshawn Franklin, the junior, former player at Eastern actually, in his freshman season, is not available today for the Panthers. He's got an injury to his hand. You can see him sitting on the bench over there as you see the Camden bench. He's the first player not in uniform as you go from left to right down the bench. Not playing today, so Coach Harrigan says he's looking for other players, not just one player, but kind of a team effort to kind of fill the scoring void that Franklin will leave. Drive down into the paint, up and good. Sean Carbach gets Eastern on the board, and the senior with a bucket. Here's Jaden Doctor's three. That is good. So Camden knocking down a couple of threes early, and they lead at 6-2. Jake Tolman gets into the paint, tries to leave it off for the big man Zanutich, but nothing doing there. And an offensive foul the other way is drawing the charge is the freshman Landon Bethea, number 4 for Eastern. Took the hit, draws the foul. First foul of the game for either team, and that's going to go against Alex Pace. That'll be his first. And Bethea will bring it up. Bethea against Thorpe, so a freshman handling the ball guarded by a sophomore here. Zanutich. Now they go inside. Off the window is up and good for Jake Tolman, the junior, with a bucket. He's got a couple. So two two-pointers for Eastern, 2 3-pointers for Camden, and we stand at 6-4 Panthers. Here's Hart, the lefty three ball. A little heavy, but the offensive board by Robinson. Robinson against Zanetich, and scores off the glass. Andre Robinson with 2. And it's an 8-4 Camden advantage. Here's Tolman against Hart. Hart furiously playing some D. Now a switch. Robinson had to guard the guard, and a nice cut by Zanetich, and he scores off the glass with the right hand. His first bucket of the day. And it's an 8-6 Camden advantage. Now Pace floating underneath. Lefty, no good. Zanetich with the rebound. And we've got a travel. Actually, out of bounds is the call on the baseline. Sean Carbach stepped out of bounds there. BFA sports viewers may remember Carbach from Eastern's baseball team this year, back in the last year, I should say, last spring in June when we covered the Group 4 sectional final. Carbach was a junior at that time, playing first base for the Eastern baseball team. And Carbach is committed to Keystone University to play baseball there, D3 program in Pennsylvania. 3-ball on the way from Jaden Doctor, no good. Good backdoor cut. Tried to get to the hoop without the ball, and the right-handed hook shot up and good. Zanutich knocks it down. Really an improved player for this Eastern team. He really was committed in the summertime to getting better, and he did. We've got a foul on the floor here as Thorpe tries to drive against Bethea. That'll be a personal on Landon Bethea. The freshman picks up his first. So each team with one team foul so far here in quarter number 1 as we're just about halfway through this period. 8 points apiece here in the early going. Jaden Doctor with the catch. Here's Thorpe trying to get it inside to Robinson. Robinson against Zanetich. Good matchup of big men there. Here's a 3 from Thorpe, partially blocked by Bethea. And here comes Eastern the other way. A little mix-up there. Carbach was trying to get it to Zanetich, but a little bit of a mix-up, and Grossman was a little bit too far up the court there. So a turnover. Second kind of unforced turnover for Eastern so far. Doctor into the paint, now leaves it for Robinson, who squares up for 3 but pulls it back. Now Pace will pull the trigger. That just misses, rims out. And the long rebound tapped around. Tolman, the junior, comes down with it. Jake Tolman looking inside. And they'll kick it back out. This is Alex Grossman, the senior. Zanetich now hands off. Bethea, floater, no good. Robinson is in his face. Rebound for Hart. And Hart will set things up. Hart penetrates to Thorpe, gets stuck in the air. Robinson, ball fake, jump shot is good. Andre Robinson with 4 here in the early going, 4 of Camden's 10 points. Doctor with 3, Pace with 3. That accounts for Camden scoring. Eastern with 3 players have been on the board. Tough luck layup, no good. The putback also no good for Carbach. The senior can't get the shot from up close to fall. Each team with a sub at the table here at the next dead ball. Robinson spin move in the paint, right-handed hook. That's going to get the friendly shooter's roll for Robinson in a timeout. 30-second timeout called by Camden High School coach Jason Harrigan. And Harrigan will do that at times. You know, his team gets a bucket and he'll call timeout just because he may see something he doesn't like. So he's pretty good at been pretty good at making adjustments so far this season. And talking to him today before the game, you know, we talked about his team's on kind of a roll right now. They've been really picking things up. We said they've got a good streak here, winning 7 of their last 8. But you know, the thing that he told me at the beginning of the season when we came to do the first home game here in Clarence Turner Gymnasium was he was discussing that, you know, it's a team that's not necessarily young, but they're not experienced and not used to maybe necessarily playing together. But in the last couple of weeks, they've really been tested, and they've come out on top in close games. Camden has been able to, you know, pull things out in some tight contests. Their last game, Thursday last week, a 2-point win on the road at Camden Catholic. They won here at home last Wednesday on the 28th against Bishop Eustis in a game that was originally scheduled for Tuesday the 27th, but of course the snow, ice, etc. closed things down. So they had to move that to Wednesday. But again, that's another close game, right? A 6-point game. They won a 2-point game. They lost here at home to Reading before the snow on Saturday the 24th of January. And then before that, another tough win on the road going to Lenape and getting a 3-point victory. So Camden has, you know, and of course a couple weeks before that, you had the 2-point win against Eastside. So they've had some close games, and they've kind of grown and matured a bit in those situations. So Coach Harrigan's pretty happy about what he's seen from the Panthers in that regard. As we resume here, Camden leading 12-8. Robinson with 6 early here for the Panthers. Bethea trying to feed it inside to Zanetich, but a foul inside. Drayden Garner checks in. He picks up his first personal on the reach-in. Eastern will inbound on its offensive baseline. 2 team fouls against the High here in the early going. Left-hand drive, Carbach, no shot. They're going to call a foul on the little bit of a push, and Gardner, as soon as he gets in, comes out as he picks up 2 quick fouls. So 2 quickies on Drayden Garner, the freshman, and he'll have to have a seat. He's appeared in now 14 of Camden's, their 17th game. Good hustle playing, getting back on defense to Jake Tolman. As Thorpe tried to kick it in the corner to Jaden Doctor, but he broke it up. So Camden to inbound on its offensive baseline here. And just a long pass back to Hart, who does his best wide receiver impersonation to keep that in play before crossing the line. Tapped his toes, got the 2 feet down. Here's Thorpe on the drive, and then he'll have to kick it out. Doctor can't hold on. Gets it back. Now throws it away. Bethea intercepts. Here's Carbach. He'll drive. Left-handed layup is good. Sean Carbach with 4. Zanetich has 4. Tolman with 2. Here's Pace floating and firing and scoring. He's got 5. Pace, the top scorer on this Camden High team, averaging 23.1 points per game. But that's even a little bit skewed because he had a game that he started and played a couple of minutes and rolled his ankle. And by the way, that's why Keyshawn Franklin, we mentioned another injury, right? Keyshawn Franklin is not playing tonight for Camden. In case you're just tuning in, Franklin out with a hand injury. It's the middle finger on his right hand. Did it in practice this week, or over the course of the last week. Camden weaving, Pace on the run and scoring. Alex Pace has been an impressive player this year for Camden. Again, the transfer from Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, was a player who was homeschooled last year. Didn't play high school basketball last year. Bethea, backdoor cut. The pass was a little bit low. Camden took it away, but in the action of falling down and trying to save that in, Belewa Scott fell back and landed on the baseline with the ball in his hand, so that's why it goes back to Eastern. Here's Grossman in the paint, leaves it off for the easy layup for Ashton Fedor, who just checked in. Fedor, the junior, with a bucket. And Eastern out front by 4 here as we wind things down in quarter number 1. 18 seconds and counting left to go. Doctor guarded closely by Bethea. Now hands off to Pace, and he's fouled. They're going to get Bethea for the foul. And that's a tough foul to pick up with 11 seconds left, and you're almost 50 feet away from the basket. Well, make it 40 feet away from the basket there, but either way, that's 2 on Bethea here in the first quarter. Hart. And the long one from Pace, no good. Eastern trying to beat the buzzer. The runner for 3, no good. Tolman couldn't get it to drop, but a good stop defensively for Eastern at the defensive end of the floor. Keeps the Vikings out front by 4, 16-12 after quarter number 1. We'll come back with quarter number 2 after this. You're watching Camden High Basketball on BFA Sports.
In this game, they say you can't travel, but we do it for them. Beating the buzzer, setting a screen, creating the comeback. Always keeping score. Play by play, season by season, year after year. And no matter where our seats are, we're always here with you. Because this isn't labor, it's love.
Welcome back to Clarence Turner Gymnasium here at Camden High School. A couple highlights from each end of the floor. Here's Pace, who just does that so well. He just can hang there and adjust midair and make the shot. And there's Pace again with the runner. And we'll take a look at the other end for an easy layup for Ashton Fedor, who checked into the game late in quarter number 1, wearing number 0 for Eastern. The junior with the bucket. And you've got Eastern out front. Pardon me, you got Eastern trailing by the score of 16-12. Backdoor cut. Pace got hung up, couldn't finish. Zaire Johnson, wearing number 5, collects it, and they'll reset. Here's Jaden Doctor. Pace with a burst of speed to get to the ball. Tried to stop, but slipped. Lost his footing. Turnover for Camden. Here's Eastern on the run. They get in the paint. Fedor kicks it out. Bethea. 3-ball. Grossman. Good. First 3 of the game for Eastern. And Alex Grossman is on the board. And it's now a 1-point Camden High advantage. Camden 16, Eastern 15. Hart. That was Johnson. Now Doctor. Back to Hart. Hart beats his man, gets into the paint, kicks out to Zaire Johnson for three. Three ball for Johnson. It's the third three of the game for Camden. And they're out front 19-15. Hart putting the pressure on. Reaches in, no foul. Little backdoor cut again. Here's Grossman. Left-hander is good. And the foul. Alex Grossman with the drive and the finish. Robinson will return. I think they called that foul on Scott, who just left the game, replaced by Robinson. I can double check that at the half. So that's the first foul of the quarter here for Camden. And Grossman will finish the three-point play, give him 6, and it's a 19-18 Camden advantage. Pace, driving baseline. Good ball movement. Doctor, open three. Missed it heavy. Robinson, though, found his way to the paint with the rebound and the putback. Robinson having a big first half with 8, but Eastern quickly the other way. Smarts from Carbach. He scores. He's got 6. But Robinson stepping in to fill that void that Keyshawn Franklin has left with his hand injury and a travel on Doctor. The call by Bryant Nugent in the near corner. Doctor traveled, and it'll be Eastern basketball with a chance to grab the lead, trailing by a point, 21-20. Backdoor cut, broken up nicely by Hart. Just stuck a left hand out there. He was able to break it up. Robinson scooped up the loose ball back to Hart, who penetrates. Pace to Robinson. Now Pace gets it back as Oz Pagan is checked in. Number 0 for Camden. Hart, long three. Good rotation, just missed it short. Strong board, Carbach. Here comes Eastern quickly the other way. 3-ball, open, but missed. Robinson with the rebound of the Tolman. Miss. Here's Pace zooming down the court. Franklin with it. Almost lost the handle. Robinson, jab step, 3-ball, no good. Sean Carbach with the rebound. Carbach looking forward to a baseball season as well. This Eastern team has a lot of guys that have played together for a long time, going back to like 4th grade, 5th grade. So these guys have been doing it together for a long time and getting a chance here with a bunch of seniors to kind of finish things up strong. We've got a foul on the baseline. See what they get for that. It's going to be Oz Pagan. First on Azir as a sub checks in. Hart comes out. And who did they bring in? Oh, Tyree Thorpe returns, number 11 for Camden. Good catch by Grossman. Looks inside. Now they go out to Carbach again. Baseline. It's plugged up. Fedor gets it. Now they look inside. Tipped away by Pace. Tracked down by Tolman. 3, left corner is good. Fedor with 5. So the junior with a couple of buckets. Coming up big here in the early going. Got to be a lift for Eastern to get some sharp shooting from Fedor. Franklin, strong to the hole. Can't finish. Eastern the other way again. 3. No good. Robinson can't get the rebound. Taken away nicely by Carbach. He's got 8. And Eastern extending its lead now to 25-21, the Vikings. Pace across the timeline as Doctor is set to check back in at the table. Here's Robinson. Robinson baseline, jump stop, goes up strong. I think they're going to get Carbach for the foul. It should be his first. Sean Carbach, the senior, picks up the foul. Should have 2 shots here for Andre Robinson. He's already got 8 of Camden's 21. Off to a good start. Started the season with career-high 21 points in Camden's 82-53 win at Winslow on December 8th as he makes the first. So give him 9. Doctor checks in. Zaire Johnson checks out. Robinson has 5 total games in which he's reached double figures this season. Make it 6 as he's now at 10 points for Andre Robinson. So the sophomore off to a good start. Again, they need somebody to step in with the absence of Keyshawn Franklin. And Robinson doing just what has been needed so far. We've got a loose ball on the baseline. Pass went awry. Camden players point their direction, and they do get the call. So it's a turnover for Eastern. Vikings holding a 2-point edge here, 25-23. Thorpe picks up his dribble, looks for help. Now Pace, one-on-one against Ashton Fedor. No panic on the part of Pace. Picked up his dribble. Robinson can't get that one to drop. Eastern on the move the other way. Tolman, Grossman, cross-court passing, Fedor. Eastern really utilizing the skip pass today. Shot no good, but it basically turned into a pass and an easy putback for Zanutic. He's got 6. He's committed to TCNJ, by the way, the former, of course, Trenton State College. But like I said, he's been great move, baseline. Oz Pagan with the bucket and the foul. So that pulls Camden to within 2 now at 27-25, and Pagan will have a chance for the 3-point play here. Pagan's season and career high of 7 points came in Camden's win at Atlantic City back on January 10th. He's appeared in 9 of Camden's 16 games coming into today, so now make it 10 of 17. And it's 27-26, Eastern out front. They're going to call it travel. Grossman kind of had that ball bounce up on him, and he had to kind of recollect it, and in the process took an extra step. So Camden can regain the lead here with a bucket. 2:20 left to go in quarter number 2. Robinson gives it off to Hart. Hart guarded by Bethea. Oh, Hart tried to spin it up, couldn't get the tip. Ball still loose. Finally, Micah Fox brings it down. The freshman is checked in, wearing number 32 for the Vikings in white. Camden in gray. Skip pass again, utilized Fox. Cutter is Grossman. Can't hold on. Doctor pulls it away, and he's fouled by Grossman in front of the Camden bench. Alex Grossman picks up his first personal. That's the 3rd team foul against Eastern here in quarter number 2. Thorpe will bring it over after some instruction from head coach Jason Harrigan. Wanted to start it wide to the right and utilize the whole floor. Robinson will shoot 3. Miss it. Hart rebound right at the foul line. Ducks under, and he's fouled. We'll have Makai Hart shooting 2. Zanetic with the foul. That's his first. It's going to be the 2nd team foul of the quarter against Eastern. We'll have Hart shooting 2. Makai Hart, the transfer from Kingsway. He has played now. This is his 10th game for Camden. He has 25 career double-figure scoring games, including 24 that came at Kingsway. And he had 13 against Reading in that loss the other day. I should say last Saturday, the 24th. Hart then picks up the foul on the miss. That's his first personal, third team foul against Camden. And Eastern will bring it up. Looks like Camden trying to maybe bring some pressure to the ball. Thorpe really harassing him, and Eastern couldn't get it across. And that's what we've seen out of Tyree Thorpe this year, as we've got a tie ball game here at Clarence Turner Gymnasium. This is a Olympic Conference matchup between division, it's an interdivision matchup. So you've got Camden from the Olympic National, Eastern from the Olympic American. The Vikings are 16-3 overall. They're 3-3 in the American. Camden 10-6 overall, 4-2 in the Olympic National. And Thorpe with the ball now, and that's one thing we've definitely seen from him this year. Really, just intense defensive player, and great job there to break through and score an easy layup for his first bucket of the day. So Thorpe's got two, and Camden with some high, intense pressure again. Another turnover for Eastern. Thorpe comes away with it. He's fouled underneath, and Thorpe will shoot two. So Tyree Thorpe, a little bit of a spark here. We'll have two shots for Thorpe. And didn't catch who they called that foul on, but that's the fifth of the quarter against Eastern. Thorpe's first is good. Thorpe, a 59% free throw shooter this year, was 20 for 34 at the line entering this trip. Makes two there, so 22 for 36 for him. Camden doing a good job at the line. Thorpe has 4, and Camden's up 4. Eastern now adjusting to the pressure that Camden's putting on by helping out with a couple of guards bringing it up the floor. Tolman into the paint. Now leaves it for Sean Carbach. Ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to say Camden ball. Another turnover for Eastern. So the Vikings, with that intense pressure from Camden, kind of losing the handle a bit here. 28 seconds left to go. Camden will likely hold for the last shot. Pace leaves it for Thorpe, and Thorpe will bring it across. 20 seconds left to go. Camden up 4. Thorpe, a little head of steam, now leaves it for Pace. Pace can shoot it from out there. Pulls into the paint. Doctor now on the drive. Jump stop, I should say. He tried to scoop it up. We've got a foul, though, as Thorpe, as Doctor was bumped. Zanetich will pick up his second foul. So we'll have two shots here for Jaden Doctor. Doctor hit a 3 early in the first quarter. That's the only scoring he's done so far today. Came into today, as he makes the first, came into today with 111 total points scored this season, averaging 8.5 per game. But he's been particularly hot lately. He scored 45 points in the last 4 games for Camden, including going 8 for 12 at the line in that stretch. So he just made that one. So he's 9 for his last 13 at the line, and make it 10 for his last 14. So he connects 2 there. It's 5 for Doctor, and it's a 6-point Camden edge. Bethea is fouled as Doctor grabbed him on the back, kind of pulled on his jersey. It's going to be the 4th team foul for Camden here in this quarter, so not necessarily a bad foul. It's not a shooting situation. If Camden can defend this right and force Eastern away from the bucket, it's going to be trouble for them to shoot. Carbach's lefty shot, no good. Hart grabs it, fires, but that would not have counted as after the buzzer. But we'll head to the half with Camden holding on to a 6-point advantage as we get a look at some highlights. Carbach doing some work on the inside in the paint. And then Eastern with some outside shooting as well. Actually, that shot came up a little bit short, but Zanetich put it back. And here's a nice drive for Camden as Azir Pagan got the 3-point play. And then here's Thorpe on that beautiful drive with the right hand as he scored as well. So for Thorpe, kind of ramped up the intensity defensively in that quarter as there I am in the traffic. Hey, guys. And but anyway, Thorpe really ramped up the defensive intensity for Camden in that first half and certainly helped Camden kind of keep that lead in check as, again, they'll head to the locker rooms at halftime. Camden 33, Eastern 27. We'll step away for a few moments, and we'll come back to set things up for the second half. You're watching Camden High School basketball on BFA Sports.
Game Changer is the #1 youth sports app for coaches, fans, and athletes. With easy-to-use features like team messaging and scheduling, scorekeeping, and live streaming, it's the one-tap app to take your season to the next level. Stay organized with Game Changer's free team management tools. Coaches and team staff can add schedules and set event locations, while fans can sync events to their personal calendars. Plus, enhanced messaging and alerts, photo and video sharing, and RSVP features keep everyone who needs to know in the know. Using just a smartphone or external camera, any coach, parent, or manager can set up an amazing live video stream of every game for family and fans who can't be there in person, no matter where they are, so they never have to miss a moment. After the game, coaches and subscribers can review game film in the app at any time with archived full event videos and highlight clips. With simple and intuitive digital scorekeeping, any member of your team community can keep score of every game. And when you stream and score, an on-screen scoreboard allows everyone to keep up with the action in real time. Make this season one to remember with Game Changer. Stream, score, connect.
Welcome back to Camden High School here in Clarence Turner Gymnasium. I am Mike Shute. You're watching Camden High School boys basketball, playing host to Eastern High School today, an Olympic Conference interdivision matchup, as Camden at home out front by 6, 33-27. So we have a couple minutes prior till the start of the second half. And while we had a moment, I wanted to talk about the 47th annual South Jersey Basketball Hall of Fame induction ceremonies this past weekend, only because it involves a player who's a grad of one of these two schools and happens to be Eastern High School. It's Michael Edwards, the great player for Eastern for the Vikings. Played his freshman year of high school at Ben Franklin High School in Philadelphia, and then returned and played at Eastern 3 years. And he just had an outstanding career. He scored over 2,000 career high school points, including 1,082 in his senior year for Eastern. And that year he led the Vikings to the state championship that year, the state Group 4 championship. He was all-state first team, player of the year in the Philadelphia Inquirer and Courier Post. Went on to play at Syracuse under Jim Boeheim, was a first-team All-Big East player that year, and in his freshman year. So just wanted to recognize that on what's an important day for South Jersey basketball, because that's an annual event. That was the 47th annual South Jersey Basketball Hall of Fame induction ceremony. There was plenty of other outstanding individuals who were inducted as well, including Harold Little for his coaching. He was a head coach at Clayton, Highland, Lindenwold, and Sterling, among other places. There were also a number of ex-players who were inducted, including from Gloucester Catholic girls player Lisa Sermignano. She was an outstanding guard for the Rams, a 1993 graduate of Gloucester Catholic. Went on to have a good coaching career, now runs a sports agency. So just a number of greats, and it's always an excellent annual event for South Jersey basketball. Of course, plenty of greats here from Camden High School have been inducted as well. Milt Wagner, DeJuan Wagner, Billy Thompson, you name it, Clarence Turner, and of course the 1986 Group 4 state champs as well, led by Vic Karstarfin and Lewis Banks and that crew, who I'm told from Tim Jenkins, the AD here at Camden, as we are underway, that those gentlemen will all be here on Saturday as Camden plays host to East St. Louis from Illinois, and a walk. Grossman traveled. But as Camden will play host on Saturday to East St. Louis from Illinois, they're coming into this area. They're going to play at Woodbury on Friday, and then they're going to play here on Saturday. So a national team coming to town. But during that game, they're going to honor the 1986 Group 4 state champs. The team that was ranked number 1 in the nation is going to get honored that day. So that should be a really special day here at Camden High School. We'll be able to bring that to you here on BFA. So Camden with the lead and the ball after the Eastern turnover. Here's Pace. Little one-on-one against Grossman. Nice quick pass. Baseline Robinson. His shot is long and misses. Rebound for Sean Carbach. Carbach controls. Now it's Alex Grossman. Jake Tolman, baseline. Zanatich against Robinson in the paint. Left-handed. Hook shot is up and good. He's got 8. And Eastern, the first team on the board here in the second half, cuts the lead, the Camden lead to 4. Hart thought about 3, tried to drive, gets it back, and then Grossman, in an effort to try and get the steal, dove in there and landed on the back of Hart's left leg. So Grossman's going to get called for the foul. That's going to be his second and the first for the team here in quarter number 3. Jaden Doctor to inbound to my right. Robinson will track it down. Looks like it was partially deflected maybe on that inbounds pass. But Robinson, no problem, went and got it. Here's Doctor. Little jab step. Gets by. Right-hand shot, no good. The foul's going to be against Sean Carbach. That's going to be his third. 2 quick ones against Eastern here in 1:14 of quarter number 3. Coach Kevin Crawford over there in his 12th season as the Eastern head coach, his 18th as a head coach overall. Spent 6 years at Pittman, where he won a South Jersey Group 1 title as well as a state Group 1 title with a great Pittman team that year in 2014. Doctor uses all of the rim to get that one. He's now 3 for 3 from the line today with 6 points. And as I mentioned, he's now 11 for his last 15 at the line over the last 4 games. Looking to go 12 for 16 here and extend the Camden lead. He does. So 4 for 4 at the line for Doctor. Camden back up 6. Grossman against Pace. Good matchup here. A couple of guys with some good speed and strength. Eastern moving the ball quickly. Carbach is fouled by Doctor. Jaden Doctor will pick up his second on the reach. First team foul for Camden here in the third quarter. The Vikings will inbound in front of their own bench. There you see Coach Crawford in the background there. Of course, his father, the great Jim Crawford Sr., the former head coach, longtime head coach at Camden Catholic. Kevin's brother, we saw him a couple weeks ago. He's the head coach at Camden Catholic now. Tolman gives it to Bethea, now corner to Carbach. Trying to get it inside. Zanatich in traffic. You heard the slap from here as he tried to go up. Let's see if they're going to say it was in the act of shooting or if it's going to be on the baseline. Yes, it is. The foul's on Andre Robinson. That's his first. Camden's second of the quarter. Zanatich will shoot 2. He's got 8. As I mentioned, he is committed to TCNJ, where he will play hoops there. Again, he had a really strong summer. He and several of his teammates on this Eastern team, those being Jake Tolman, Alex Grossman, Brandon Gold, all played in the Maccabi games for a team that all kind of played on the same team, so that was kind of cool experience for those guys in the summertime. Loose ball on the floor, steal, and Eastern gets a layup, miss the other end, and then Grossman can't get the put back, but Grossman's fouled. Carbach holding his head like, how did I miss that? Great hustle on the floor by Eastern, though, to dive in there. Zanatich was able to launch it down the court, and it resulted in that fast break opportunity. Couldn't get the finish. Carbach's still kind of beside himself over there. You see him on the far side of the lane. Doesn't know how he missed that, but the result is 2 free throws for Alex Grossman. Missed that one. So Eastern now 0 for their last 3 at the line. And Grossman will have another here. The 6'1" senior guard. Grossman makes the second. He's a 71% free throw shooter. And he's got 7. Here's Pace in the paint against Grossman. Now double teamed. Ball was slapped away by Grossman. It will remain Camden ball on the baseline. Zanatich, just a little soccer move there to flick the ball to the referee. 13 there for Eastern in the paint. Drayden Garner is checked in for Camden. Number 15 has the ball now. Garner trying to drive baseline. Can't find a path to the basket. Kicks it out to Robinson. Back to Garner, who faces up against Zanatich. Spin, left-handed hook shot. Nicely done by the freshman, Drayden Garner. His first bucket of the day. The Camden lead back up to 7. Here's Grossman as Camden sending 2 players to the ball. Tolman gets it and calmly leaves it off for Carbach. Carbach guarded by Robinson. Bethea, shot heavy. Rebound, Pace in traffic. Pace on the run. Pace in the paint. Pace gets by Bethea, a little Euro step and a bucket as he squeezed his way between Grossman and Bethea for the hoop. He's got 9 now, and it's a 39-30 Camden edge, their largest lead of the day. Here's Tolman. Tolman quickly. Carbach will drive. Misses it with the left. Garner defended. Here's Thorpe on the run. Thorpe with speed, bumped in the paint. No foul, and he kicks it out to Hart. Makai Hart's 3, heavy. Strong rebound there for Grossman. And Eastern trying to cut into this Camden lead. Carbach guarded by Robinson. A little physical matchup there between those two. We got to travel the call against Carbach as Robinson defended. So Eastern, a few turnovers here in this quarter has kind of stymied their progress a bit and helped Camden build this lead up to 9. Pace in front of our broadcast position here at center court with the left. Now fires to Thorpe. Thorpe to Robinson. Back to Pace now. Pace trying to get by. Gets past Grossman. The shot long as he was defended by 3 Eastern players. And here comes Eastern the other way. Carbach against Thorpe. 3 on the way. No good. Long rebound Betheas. Tolman, his shot came off to the right. Another shot that rolls out. Carbach couldn't get it to stick. Here comes Pace the other way on the outlet from Robinson. Pace pulls up, misses. Grossman rebounds. Grossman with speed against Robinson. Little bump, no call. Grossman now goes past Robinson, and Robinson just plows him into the bleachers along the baseline. A couple of cheerleaders there just trying to innocently do their job. Had Grossman land almost in their lap, so he will shoot 2 here. Alex Grossman. On the season, Grossman shooting 48% from the field. As I mentioned, 71% from the line, averaging 9.1 points per game. Misses that one. Eastern just 2 for 6 at the line today. As a team, they shoot 65%. 156 for 239 entering today. Grossman makes the second. He's got 8. Again, his average is 9, so he's right in range there as we're 3:16 left in quarter number 3. Grossman will have a seat. He's replaced by Ashton Fedor, number 0. Baseline drive, number 0 for Camden. Azir Pagan. Now Hart gets by and scores. Makai Hart with 3. And it's a 10-point Camden advantage. Again, their largest lead. Tolman, guarded by Hart. Zanetich guarded. Now kicks it out. Fedor. Fedor finds a teammate in the corner for 3. That's no good for Micah Fox. Here's Pace on the baseline, but he's grabbed after catching the pass from Pagan. Foul's going to go against number 2, Jake Tolman. That's his second. That's Eastern's 3rd here of the 3rd quarter. Thorpe, nice move. Couldn't get the finish, but nice spin to get into the paint. Carbach kicks it out on the run. Tolman can't get the finish. Here's Pace with the rebound. Pace against Fedor. Will pull it back out, slow things down. Garner sets the screen, little pick and roll. Pace elects to shoot. Garner can't grab the rebound. Now he does, but he's fouled in the process. The foul's going to go against Carbach, who just came back in. That's going to be his 4th. And that's the 4th team foul on Eastern. And Eastern wants a timeout. Kevin Crawford says, can we get a 30? So the Vikings will kind of slow things up here and talk things over. They're also probably we'll probably see a sub as well for Carbach, as that's his 4th foul. Camden in the huddle over there, they've got to be happy with what they're getting from a number of different players. You've got Doctor with 7. You've got Robinson with 10. Of course, Pace, always a strong scorer. He has 9, so they're getting some balance today. And that's one thing that Coach Jason Harrigan talked to me about before the game, especially with the absence of Keyshawn Franklin. Again, in case you're just joining us, Franklin, the junior, you see him just to the right of your screen there, just walked out of the picture with the black T-shirt on. If you widen that shot out, he's a little bit more to the right, but Franklin with a finger injury, the middle finger on his right hand. And we'll have to see how that affects him going forward. They're hoping he's not out too long. So that's what Coach Harrigan has wanted from this team is, some balanced scoring and other guys stepping up, and they are getting that today. His pace, his three ball, a little bit off the mark. Rebound for Eastern. Pagan tried to get a steal there, sneaking in there, but no dice. Hart defends, and Hart's called for the reach. That's going to be the second on Mekhi Hart. And that's the 5th team foul against Camden, so we'll have Grossman at the line to shoot 2. 3 for 5 at the line today is Grossman. He's got 8 points. Again, averages 9 on the season. Hart will check out. Robinson will come in. Grossman can't get it to drop. So the score remains 41-31, and we've got a turnover on Camden as Thorpe caught the pass in the corner, took a step back, and stepped out of bounds. So Eastern will get it back. Camden with some pressure here. Fox will handle against Pagan. Loses it, now looking to pass. Goes to Tolman. Grossman came back for it. And a travel against Tolman. Another turnover for Eastern. Just having trouble today against this Camden pressure. Eastern only turns it over about 13 and a half times per game. 256 turnovers coming into today. I would say they're definitely on the overside of that average today. Camden's definitely ramped up the pressure. Here's Garner trying to softly get it to drop. Gets his own rebound. That doesn't fall either, but Garner will shoot 2. Drayden Garner, the freshman, showing some good moves in the paint there and quickness. The foul's on Micah Fox. That's his first, and Eastern's over the limit here for the third quarter. Garner can't get the first to fall. He'll have another. He has 2 points today. Drayden Garner came into today with 61 total points in the season, averaging 4.7 per game. Was 10 for 18 at the line this season coming into today. Missed 2 there, so 10 for 20. Drops his number to 50% on the year. Here's Grossman. Runs into some traffic. Finds Fox in the corner from the right side. The 3 is off. Strong board. The putback no good for Tolman, though. And here comes Camden the other way. And a foul. Fedor with a reach-in against Thorpe, who had his sights set on getting to the hoop. Instead, Thorpe will shoot 2 here. Tyree Thorpe, 2 for 2 at the line today with 4 points. 22 for 36 at the line on the season. Now 23 for 37. Came into today a 59% free throw shooter. Has really made an impact defensively. His free throw misses there. Robinson tracks it down, though, and then travels. They're going to call it travel on Robinson. And Fedor will check out for Eastern. Coming back in is Landon Bethea, the freshman. And Bethea will check back in. Camden with that pressure, really forcing Eastern to handle the ball. Bethea does get it across, and as he does, the foul is on Azir Pagan. That's his second. And you'll have Bethea shooting here. And each team over the limit here for fouls in quarter number 3. The freshman makes the first. It's his first point of the day. Averages 8 points per game. Came into today with 154 points, a 67% free throw shooter, 14 for 21. The year makes 2 here, so make him 16 for 23. And he's got 2 this afternoon, or this evening now. Is creeping towards 6:30. Steal for Eastern. Tolman takes it away, looks for the pass underneath. Fox, right in Robinson's face, and scores. Micah Fox with the bucket. Eastern now within 7, but here comes Pace the other way. Cross-court pass. Didn't see it, though. It pops loose, but good work by Kenneth Chambers to track it down. Chambers seeing his first action of the day. I think the foul might have been on. Yeah, it was Nate. Nate Zanetich gets the foul. His third. And Chambers makes a free throw. Chambers, just his 3rd trip to the line this season. 3rd and 4th attempts here. Makes them both, so he's a perfect 4 for 4 on the season. And Eastern in the hurry the other way. Time running out here in quarter number 3. Bethea's shot no good, and Thorpe and Garner both go up for the rebound. Neither could hold on as it pops out of bounds. And a quick sub here. Harbach's going to check in with those 4 fouls here, as they must have a play set up that they like to run for him off of this set on the baseline inbound. He's open. Couldn't get it to him, though. Bethea with the catch. Grossman now with it with under 10 seconds left to go. Grossman trying to drive. Spin. In some traffic. Ball loose. Harbach catches. He can't get it. Camden with the rebound. Thorpe will just hold it, and that'll do it for quarter number 3. Camden extends its lead as they go into the end of quarter number 3. Up 9. It's Camden 44, Eastern 35. As you see Garner scoring there. Here's Pace on the move. There was that little step where he split the defenders. And another little look as Hart found his way to the basket as well. So some layups for Camden. Eastern, meanwhile, got an easy one as well, as Fox right up against Robinson, able to score it. So we will step away momentarily and come back with 4th quarter action. It's Camden 44, Eastern 35. Camden will get the ball here to start quarter number 4, right in front of our broadcast position here at center court. And Robinson will pull the trigger. To throw it over a table, it looks like, to get it in. He does get it a Hart right in front of here. Little trap. Eastern's going to come out with some pressure, it looks like, here to try and force the issue and get some turnovers. Pace waiting for it in the corner. Can't get it to drop. Pace just a bit off with the shot today. Zanetich with the rebound. Here's Grossman trying to penetrate against Pace. Now top of the key, Tolman. Zanetich against Robinson. Good physical matchup between those 2 big men. Grossman looking for the roll on this pick and roll. Couldn't get it to Zanetich. Now here's Bethea. Loses it. Stripped away by Doctor. Doctor on the run. Down the middle looking for some help. Gets it to Thorpe, and then Thorpe didn't like what he saw and pulled it back out. Back to Hart. Again, no need to rush if you're Camden. Robinson with the catch, top of the key. Foul line, shot no good. Grossman with the rebound. Grossman against Thorpe. Holds him off and then dishes to Tolman near side. Zanetich. Bethea guarded by Hart. Now Grossman pops out in the post. Nice spin move. Soft touch. Couldn't get it to drop. Zanetich can't get it to drop. Robinson just swats it out of there. Gets it away from the basket, and Pace is able to collect it. Pace against Grossman. And Grossman's going to get called for the foul. That'll be the third of the game against Grossman. First foul of this quarter for either team. And Grossman will have a seat. Ashton Fedor will check in. He kind of sparked Eastern as they grabbed a lead in that second quarter with a couple of good, accurate shots. Great pass from Robinson as Hart was waiting for that one on the baseline. Hart's got 5. What a great look from Robinson. That's what you see that a lot from Robinson. I mean, he's a capable scorer, but he's a really good passer too. Fedor, baseline, Zanetich against Robinson. Let's see what Robinson can do at the defensive end. Hart smartly tracks in from behind. Ball is flicked loose. Oh, great hustle from Tolman to keep that from a backcourt violation. Now he's the recipient of the pass. Gets it over to Fedor. 3, short. Rebound, Thorpe. Robinson and Zanetich were tangled up. Doctor is fouled on the way to the hoop. And Jaden Doctor will shoot 2 more. That's the third foul on Jake Tolman. Here with his Eastern team trailing by 11. Tolman number 2 for Eastern. You see him there in the left corner of the screen, looking up at the scoreboard. And his counterpart wearing number 2, Jaden Doctor, will shoot 2. Doctor now 5 for 5 at the line tonight. He's got 8 points as Micah Fox, a freshman, comes in to replace the senior Zanetich. And another free throw on the way. It's a miss, a rare one for Doctor, but Camden gets the offensive rebound. Hart will dribble it all the way back out. Look for Thorpe. Thorpe's 3 is no good. Bethea rebounds for Eastern. Quickly on the run. Fedor jumps in the paint. He's fouled. Hart doesn't like the call, but it will go against him. That'll be the third on Makai Hart. We'll have Ashton Fedor, the junior, shoot 2 here. He's got 5 points today. There's 25 on the season coming in today, so Fedor with some good output. Now 6 as he makes that first free throw. The junior averaging 2.1 points per game. And shooting 71% from the line coming into today. But he's 100% today, 2 for 2. He's got 7 points. And again, he was a spark in the second quarter. See if he can spark Eastern here in the fourth. Trailing by 10. Robinson gets it across the timeline. Doctor in the corner, back to Robinson. Again, Camden doesn't need to rush. Hart to Robinson, he dropped it. Robinson just plows into the paint, goes right at Carbach and scores. Robinson, his first points of the second half, now has 12. And we've got an out of bounds on the baseline. Fox couldn't toe the line down there on the baseline. It's another Eastern turnover. Again, they came in averaging about 13.5 turnovers per game, certainly over that mark. Thorpe gets the pass from Doctor, back to Doctor, great pass, score it, and Jaden Doctor will go to the line for another. Doctor with 10. And I believe that Sean Carbach may have just fouled out there as he goes to the bench. I think the foul was on Carbach 22. Doctor knocks it down. Really solid game from Jaden Doctor tonight. He's got 11 points, 6 of 7 at the line. And he's just been a real solid contributor, especially of late. Fedor on the run. Soft touch, can't get it to fall. Robinson just snares it off the glass. Camden up by 15, looking for more. Double team on Robinson on the baseline, but he gets rid of it again. Great look underneath. Hart can't finish. Doctor offensive rebound and can't get it to drop. But Jaden Doctor doing it all tonight for Camden. He'll have 2 more free throws. Again, mentioned him earlier. He coming into today, last 4 games for Camden. That would be against Lenape, Reading, Bishop Eustace, and Camden Catholic. He scored 45 points over that stretch, including 8 for 12 at the line. And he's got 2 free throws here. Misses the first. So he's 6 for 8 now at the line tonight. 11 points. Makes the second, so 7 for 9 at the line. 12 points for Jaden Doctor. Came into tonight averaging 8.5 points per game. Like I said, he's been just big lately. That's a kick ball against Eastern, so it'll be Camden ball on the sideline as Alex Pace checks back in. Pace will take the place of Tyree Thorpe, who's, again, he's been a spark today, especially defensively, as Camden kind of broke things open in the third quarter. He really helped trigger the run with some defense. Hart to Pace. Pace step back. 3 is short. Rebound Tolman. Eastern down 16 is going to have to hurry here. 4:30 left to go in regulation time. Tolman. Grossman. 3 is, that looked good, but just rattled out. Pace, strong rebound, gets it to Hart. Hart with some speed against Bethea, now against Tolman in the paint. Hart fends off a defender, can't get it to drop. Robinson can't grab the rebound. Here comes Grossman looking for help. Tried to get it to the baseline to Fedor. Fedor can't finish. Long pass up the court. Robinson tracks it down. Robinson will just back his way in. Looking for help. It's Hart. Hart ball fake into the paint. Oh, nice move from Makai Hart. He's got 7. And Camden now up 18 as they're starting to really open things up here. Fox to Bethea. Bethea elbow jumper is good. And a timeout for Eastern. Full timeout for Eastern here is Bethea now with 4 points. And it's a 16-point Camden advantage. 3:33 left to go here in this one. Camden 55, Eastern 39. We will take a moment, step away, and come back with the conclusion of this one from Clarence Turner Gymnasium. Kevin Crawford and the Eastern Vikings over there trying to figure out how they can solve this riddle of Camden today, because the Camden defense has really come to play, shutting Eastern down. Eastern missing some shots, but the turnovers really has been a kind of a key factor here, forced by Camden's defense. Camden has won the last 5 meetings between these two teams. They typically only play once a season. They could meet again this year in the Camden County Tournament, which will be coming up following President's Weekend. I guess actually it may start the Saturday of Valentine's Day. Saturday, Valentine's Day, the 14th. Fouls on Micah Fox in the corner. This 3rd, they say, on the freshman. And that's the 5th team foul against Eastern here in the 4th quarter. So we'll have Jaden Doctor going back to the line. $7 for 9 today at the line. and looking for more. First, no good. And he'll have a second as Jake Tolman returns. Tolman, by the way, third baseman for the Eastern High School baseball team. We talked about teammate Karbach, who's headed to Keystone University in D3 to play first base there. And Eastern, of course, great baseball program. They're reached the South Jersey sectional final last year, losing to Cherokee in what was a great game at Cherokee, which you saw here on BFA Sports. Three-pointer by Fox, no good. Hart with the rebound, now trapped in the corner, throws it off of a Eastern defender, off the leg of Eddie Amanqua, number 3, who's checked in for Eastern. Number 12, Kyle Tolman, comes into the game as well, a sophomore for the Vikings. So kind of a mix on the floor right now with some youth out there getting some experience for Eastern. Doctor, Hart, Pace, Pagan, and Scott on the floor for Camden. Here's Hart kicking it out to Pace. Pace drives and kicks, and it will be a backcourt violation against the Panthers there as Doctor tracks it down over the timeline. So Eastern will inbound right out here in front to our left, trailing by 16 with under 3 minutes left to go. So you got Jake Tolman on the floor with his brother Kyle Tolman, number 12. Amanqua got hung up in the air, was able to keep possession. Tolman to Tolman as Kyle hands it off to Jake. Jake now trying to penetrate, get into the hole. Can't get the shot to drop, but he will shoot 2 free throws for Jake Tolman. It's the 4th personal foul on Makai Hart and the 2nd team foul for Camden here in the 4th quarter. Tolman makes the first. Smooth looking free throw for him. He'll have another. Jake Tolman shooting 82% at the line coming into today. Now 19 for 23. And make it 19 for 24 as he missed the second. So 3 points for Tolman, who averages 9 per game coming in. Last touch by Camden, though, so it will remain with Eastern here as they trail by 15. Kyle Tolman, Jake Tolman, 3-ball, no good. Alex Pace with the rebound in some traffic to Hart. And Hart slashing, getting into the paint with some speed. Now a little spin move, nice by Hart. He's got 9. And the advantage back up to 17 for Camden. Eddie Amanqua, a floater, scores. And a timeout for Eastern as Amanqua makes his presence felt. The junior comes in and scores. It'll be a full timeout for Eastern with 2:06 left to go. And you see the score, 57, now 57-42. Camden out front here with 2:06 left to play. We'll step away, come back with the conclusion of this one here on BFA Sports. Brought to you by the Game Changer app. Camden cheerleaders performing there during the break. Looking at the Olympic Conference standings, Eastern in second place in the Olympic American. Cherry Hill East out front 6-0. Eastern in second place, tied with Lenape at 3-3. And you've got Cherokee and RV at both at 1-4 at the bottom of the American division. Grossman, Amanqua, left-handed layup is good, up and over Hart. 57-44, Camden out front. Here's Hart on the run. Hart with speed into the paint, gets grabbed, no call. Missed a shot, tried to get the rebound, couldn't. Amanqua on the run, looks for some help. Bethea, pull up 3, got it. Here comes Eastern, and another timeout for the Vikings if they cut it to 10 here with 1:35 left to go. Camden maybe a little sloppy there and a little rushed at times there. No need to really shoot the ball with that big lead, but Eastern quickly with 7 points in a hurry, and it's a 10-point advantage now, or it's been cut to 10 with 1:35 left to go. So now, if you're Eastern, right, you got some of your younger guys in there getting some key experience in a situation like this where they're trying to maybe scrap their way back, and it seems like they've got it right now, at least on the court. Eastern seems to have kind of a good mix and some momentum going their way. Again, a little burst of a run for the Vikings as they scored, 7 unanswered here, trying to scrap their way back in it. And Coach Crawford's going to stick with these guys that are on the floor right now. They've had a little bit of a spark. So it's Landon Bethea, number 4. Number 1, Alex Grossman, the senior. Bethea is a freshman, by the way. You got Jake Tolman, the junior. His brother Kyle, the sophomore, out there. And we've got a whistle and a timeout for Camden. So Camden calls timeout. Just a 30 as Jason Harrigan didn't like what he saw there on the inbound. So rather than lead to a potential turnover, he says, let's call timeout and talk this one over. Make sure we get the ball in. So 1:35 is a tall order if you're Eastern, but at the same time, you got to play this one out. They signed up for the full 32, right? So they're going to do what they can to see if they can't scrap their way into this after this 30-second timeout. If you're Coach Harrigan, right, you've been happy with what you've seen from your team of late. Camden again comes in today. They've won 7 of their last 8. They went 8-2 in the month of January. And, like I said, a team with a little bit of maybe a lack of varsity experience and experience together, but what they have done of late, winning some close ball games. Again, they won a 2-point game at Camden Catholic last Thursday. They won a 5-point game here at home against Bishop Eustis, and they won a 3-point game at Lenape. So they've been winning the close ones, so some character building for this team. And this is a similar situation, right? You saw your lead go from 17 to 10 here late. What do you do now to kind of ensure you can pick up the win? Here's Doctor trying to get it across. He does to Pace. Pace out in the corner. 3-ball from Chambers. Up no good. Doctor saves it in. Nicely done by Jaden Doctor as he got the rebound, chucked it off a Eastern defender, and it goes out of bounds. And that's maybe one of the learning things you want to talk about there, right? Maybe that 3-ball by Chambers might have been a little bit uncalled for, maybe. Again, you're up by 10, right? Pull the ball out, run the clock out, and you're going to take home another victory. Pace can't get the shot to fall. Rebound by the elder Tolman. That's Jake Bethea to Grossman. In the paint, layup is good by Kyle Tolman, his first basket. And it's now an 8-point game. Ooh, he almost threw it away. Pace with a great catch. Jake Tolman trying to sneak in and tie up Pace, but Pace did a good job of keeping the ball moving, so Tolman couldn't grab at it and get the tie-up because the jump ball possession arrow was going the way of Eastern. So Pace draws the foul. This is his first trip to the line tonight. He's got just 9 points, so this is probably, aside from the 0 he had in that short stint against Salesianum in which he hurt his ankle, probably his lowest scoring output of the season for Pace. He's had, in the 14 full games he's played, had 20 or more points 10 times and 30 or more 3 times. He makes 1 of 2 there. And it's 58-49. Here's Grossman getting fouled, and he will shoot 2. The foul's on Kenneth Chambers. That's his first. And Grossman will shoot 2 here, trying to cut this lead to 7. First is good for Alex Grossman. He's 4 for 7 at the line today. And now 5 for 8 He has 10 points, one above his average of 9.1 to be exact. Camden gets it in. Hart, little spin move to get away. He's being chased by a bunch of Eastern players, but Hart with that speed gets to the baseline, but then turns it over. Turns it over here, 58-51. Eastern not giving up, down 7. Grossman gets it in, has to work quick. Looking for some help. Now decides to drive, and he gets fouled on the way to the hoop. So more opportunity to score with the clock stop. This is huge for Eastern. The foul's on Mekhi Hart, so that's his 5th. So that takes another solid ball handler off the court, too, for Camden here. They're going to bring in Thorpe to replace him, so he is also a good ball handler. And then Robinson will come in as well, replacing Scott. Balewa Scott has just checked in a few moments ago. Now Robinson back in, as Coach Harrigan wants to kind of ensure that his team can pull this one out. Grossman makes another. He's got 11 now. And it'll stay that way as he misses the second. 58-52, and a quick foul by Grossman trying to steal it away from Jaden Doctor. That's going to be the 4th foul on Alex Grossman, and you're going to have Doctor shooting 2. Doctor 7 for 11 at the line today, with 2 more here. He's got 12, and again, he's been huge. Like I said, 45 points in the last 4 games, so now 57 points in the last 5 for him. And he's been at the line a ton today. That's now 8 for 12 at the line. He was 8 for 12 in the last 4 games, so now 16 for his last 24. That's just over the last 4 games for Doctor. Misses the second, heavy off the back. So now 8 for 13 today. Bethea can't get it to drop. Put back by Grossman, no good. 3, blocked by Doctor. He gets it back though, and it's a layup on the run for Amankwa, and a quick timeout again for Eastern. Amankwa's got 4, and it's now a 5-point game with 9.3 seconds left to go. So Eastern's strategy has got to be to foul quickly and try and extend this as long as they possibly can. Really, Eastern looked like they were just kind of dead in the water and out of this thing. And give them credit. They've really been working their way back and hustling and playing good defense here to create some havoc and get the momentum back on their side. Just maybe a little bit too late for the Vikings. I'm going to say that was a 30-second timeout for whichever team called. I guess Camden called that timeout. So I don't think Eastern has any timeouts remaining. So it's Camden with the ball. And they'll be inbounding on the baseline. Looks like Camden has no timeouts as well. I think both teams now are out of timeouts. Seems like there's a little confusion at the table there. They're going to talk things over and make sure they got that all straightened out. In our officials today, Tyler Brown, Brian Nugent, Colin Murphy with the ball there on the baseline. They get it into Doctor quickly. They try to foul him, but they don't. Pace now gets it, and that's the man, if you're Camden, you want to have fouled. They finally get the call, but 4 seconds run off the clock. And we'll have Pace going to the line here to shoot 2 more. 1 for 2 at the line today for Pace, who's an 80% free throw shooter on the year. Top scorer on this team had a Camden career high of 39 points against Timber Creek back on December 16th. So now 2 for 3 at the line for him. He's got 11 points. Again, had a 39-point game against Timber Creek on December 16th and a 30-point win. He makes 2 here, so 3 for 4 in the night for Pace. And at the buzzer, the 3 is no good. And that's going to do it here as Camden hangs on for the 61-54 win. It was an advantage of as many as 17, maybe close to 20 at one point for Camden. And Eastern battled back in the fourth quarter, made it interesting, but in the end, Camden just had enough of a lead there to really hold on to this one and pull out the 61-54 victory here tonight in Clarence Turner Gymnasium. So as the highlights roll, we will take a moment to step away, and we'll come back to wrap things up here from Camden High School. Once again, the final score, Camden 61, Eastern 54. Back with more to wrap things up after a moment. Stay with us.
Game Changer is the #1 youth sports app for coaches, fans, and athletes. With easy-to-use features like team messaging and scheduling, scorekeeping, and live streaming, it's the one-tap app to take your season to the next level. Stay organized with Game Changer's free team management tools. Coaches and team staff can add schedules and set event locations, while fans can sync events to their personal calendars. Plus, enhanced messaging and alerts, photo and video sharing, and RSVP features keep everyone who needs to know in the know. Using just a smartphone or external camera, any coach, parent, or manager can set up an amazing live video stream of every game for family and fans who can't be there in person, no matter where they are, so they never have to miss a moment. After the game, coaches and subscribers can review game film in the app at any time with archived full event videos and highlight clips. With simple and intuitive digital scorekeeping, any member of your team community can keep score of every game. And when you stream and score, an on-screen scoreboard allows everyone to keep up with the action in real time. Make this season one to remember with Game Changer. Stream, score, connect.
In this game, they say you can't travel, but we do it for them. Beating the buzzer, setting a screen, always keeping score. And no matter where our seats are, we're always here. Because this isn't labor, it's love.
Hi, everybody. Back here at Camden High School, Clarence Turner Gymnasium, where the Panthers pick up a 61-54 victory over Eastern High School today, the visitors, and a matchup of two teams that are riding pretty high. Eastern came into this one, as I mentioned, they had won 8 of their last 9. Camden had won 7 of their last 8. So it was a matchup of two teams that were on a roll, so to speak, and Camden kept its roll going a little bit longer than the Vikings were able to do. Again, Camden now improves overall to 11-6. For the Panthers. Eastern drops now to 16-4. But interestingly for Camden, of course, or for both these teams really, the game not a division matchup, so it doesn't reflect in the conference standing. So Camden's still at 4-2 in the Olympic National. They're chasing Paul VI, right? That is 6-0 in the conference. So Camden still with an outside chance to try and catch them, and they can work on that step on Thursday night, as we'll be back here in Clarence Turner Gymnasium, as Camden will face visiting Paul VI in that one. So that should be a really, really good game, and an important one for Camden if they want to try and chase down that Olympic Conference National Division crown. They're going to have to do so by knocking off Paul VI on Thursday night. Just to review today, Camden got some balanced scoring. Alex Pace with 12, Jaden Doctor with 13, Andre Robinson with 12. Robinson did a lot of his damage in the first and early second quarter. Doctor solid throughout as he was got to the line a ton, 13 points, had a 3 to start things off for Camden early on in this one as they jumped out to an early lead and just kind of hung on. Eastern, a little bit too many turnovers. Camden, credit their defense, right? They forced a lot of turnovers and created problems for Eastern bringing the ball up the court. So that was a big issue there, and certainly is what helped spur Camden to this win. You mentioned the points, right? 3 players in double figures for Camden. Coach Jason Harrigan talked a little bit about that in the pregame with me as we chatted a little bit, just saying that, without Keyshawn Franklin tonight, right, he wants to see some balance from his team, see some other guys step up. He wasn't looking for one guy to fill in that role, right, but he wanted to see other guys all step in, and Robinson jumped out quick. He had 8 quick points early on. Jaden Doctor was solid throughout, right? Of course, in pace, maybe a little bit of a low scoring output for him as he averages more than 23 points per game. Just 12 today, but again, solid throughout. Everybody chipped in, everybody did what they had to do, and then Camden also got some superior defensive work in those middle quarters that kind of helped extend that lead enough so that when it came down late, Eastern was already far enough behind that even though they made a run, it didn't really make much of a difference, as Camden able to hang on and win this once again by the score of 61-54. So looking ahead for Camden and the schedule coming up, the Panthers will be here on Thursday, February 5th. That's going to be against Paul VI, a game at 5:30 p.m., which you'll be able to see here on BFA Sports. Then Camden will face East St. Louis from Illinois, a pretty good team. Looking at some national rankings, I saw that they were ranked number 55 in the nation as of last week, and that's from Max Preps, the rankings they put together. So this East St. Louis team coming from Illinois, they're going to play at Woodbury on Friday. Then they'll be here at Camden on Saturday, and that will be a huge game here at Camden High School here at Clarence Turner Gymnasium. They're going to be celebrating Clarence Turner and the 1986 team, which the banner hangs up there, Group 4 state champs, number 1 team ranked in the nation. A lot of those guys are coming back. Lewis Banks will be here. I'm sure many others, but it should be a really, really cool game. Really glad to be able to be here for that one as well. So some good games coming up for Camden. And then they also, the game on Tuesday, February 10th, supposed to be at Eastside, but that game's going to be played here as well, as of course Eastside's had some trouble with their gym. They've been playing in a middle school, so they're going to use this facility for that one, and that should have a good crowd. That was a great matchup the last time those two teams played. Camden winning by 2, 65-63. So some great games coming up for Camden, big ones in the conference, and then of course that interesting matchup against East St. Louis from Illinois. So plenty of great Camden High basketball coming your way on BFA Sports in the next couple of days, next few days, so stay with us. We'll bring you all the action right here. Once again, the final score, Camden 61, Eastern 54. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Mike Shute. We'll see you next time on BFA Sports. Have a great night. Bye-bye.